Well, hello there once again, folks. Welcome to another Run 8 Train Simulator V3 movie motion picture. We have some new stuff today. The Run 8 developer just threw a curveball, as they typically do, out of the wild blue yonder. We have got some actual switchers. The Run 8 MP15 pack Uno, which obviously means there's going to be about 17 and a half packages total. Now, this is the standard $20. It's going to have the Amtrak BNSF Run 8, Uncle Pete, and CSX. And I went ahead and purchased them, and we're going to hop in and have a look. Here they are. I've laid them all out before us. We are, of course, on High Rails CSX A-line down in Sanford, just outside of the Auto Train Sanford Amtrak station. But I've got them laid out here, left to right, CSX, BNSF, Amtrash, and Uncle Pete on the right. Now, I do not have the Run 8 laid out, but I can pop that down here in a minute. But these, of course, are the EMD MP15 Pack 1. Again, $19.99. So these were essentially the successor to the SW1500 and almost 100% alike, except for the Bloomberg trucks. I think they got bigger tanks and a couple other things. But still, you know, that same kind of line lineage with the switchers, which it's, you know, it's finally nice to have some switchers in Run 8. I haven't fired up Run 8 in a hot minute, so this is quite refreshing. So these were initially DC powered, so direct current, of course, and then they switched over to alternating current, or AC. And I believe the way this pack is set up is these are the DC variants, so the early variants. The ACs carried more fuel. They lengthened the frame of the ACs by like almost 2 feet. You know, they had different air intakes, which you can tell with these, you know, the way the rad air intakes are situated, that these are not the AC variants, I would gather. But these were essentially meant to replace aging GP7s and GP9s. But oddly enough, the lack of a pooper on board actually broke some state laws in some places, and some railroads just weren't uber thrilled about it, you know, not having a commode on the locomotive. So, you know, if you had to go, if you had explosive hot caca and you had to get off a train, you know, that was a problem. So they needed a turlet on board. So these were built 1974 to 1983, I think, and that includes the DCs and the ACs. The first of which went to Missouri Pacific, number 1530. Now, the DC and AC units were powered by the venerable EMD 645 Echo 12-cylinder, rated at 1,500 horsepower. Of course, the 1,500 in the name, MP15. And they were roots blown. They had a very, very lovely, distinct, screaming sound at full chat, wide open. Things sound amazing. There's nothing else like it. They weighed in at about 250,000 pounds. They had 62,000 pounds starting tractive effort, 48,000 continuous, and a top speed of 65 mile an hour. Now, I could try and find the complete roster numbers for each of these, but the fact of the matter is there were DCs, ACs, and all of these railroads before us. I don't think any of these got them as built. I think they all received them from other railroads. So that's a lot of work trying to find the exact roster numbers. But we'll start with the old CSX unit over here, obviously in YN3. And it looks pretty decent, looks pretty, you know, true to form. It's got the AC unit because it do be getting hot down in the south where a lot of CSX run. Got the bell there. Got the white number boards and high ditch lights, as they were known to have. We got some nice decals here and there. F for front. Got the 2 stacks in the middle. Some of these also had the extra equipment box kind of built, almost like a hump here. Whereas, let's see, like the BNSF one had the slope down. I don't know what was in there. If you guys know, let me know. Because these weren't dynamic, I don't think. Most of them, anyway. So, yeah, I don't know what extra went in there. They just changed the hood a little bit. But, of course, they had the air conditioner up there. You got some reflective striping down below. They look pretty decent overall, model-wise, to be honest. Now, we had some of these in Train Sim World, but that's Train Sim World, so does it really matter? No, it does not. The only thing that I'm kind of finding funky about these, if I am totally honest, is the long hood. It is way, way too angular. It looks like the roof of a friggin' house. They, you know, the ones I've seen don't appear to be that angular and pointy. They're more flat, and it's very, very noticeable. When I saw the little photo for the media on the blog site, that's the first thing that came to mind. Is it just looks ultra pointy, which stinks because it's a big part of the model overall. But you know what, let me fix the lighting. It's getting a bit dark. Wham bam, couple hours back, there we go. Other than that, the models look okay. The grading and the venting all looks good. You got a sand filler cap there. You got the wire up here above the rads. So the AC, they put the, kind of like your tunnel motors back in the day. They started putting radiators down at the intake for the rads down below here. And this would essentially be covered up. There would be nothing on the nose of this anymore. So these are definitely the earlier variant. And I can only assume what we're going to get, you know, BN in another pack, hopefully Southern Pacific. But Southern Pacific's going to have their unique, I would hope it would have its unique, funky, you know, lighting setup. What else could we get? Maybe another UP variant. That was a red seal. I don't know. What else? What else can we get? You know what I would like, and which I hope was in this pack, is a hockey stick. You know, like a YN2 for CSX, because those look very epic. But the YN3 here honestly does look pretty decent. Now, I do have reshade applied. It is a very, very mellow reshade, so things still might look kind of funny. It's got almost a bloom to it just to make the daylight haze appear realistic and daytime lighting and things like that. But it may change, you know, in some aspects overall. But speaking of overall, the models do look pretty decent. I mean, they don't look 100 years old like some of the other rolling stock that we've got in Run 8. They do look fresh. You know, they've been textured somewhat more faithfully, I guess you could say, compared to like the old, you know, Dash Boys and the Gevo and the, you know, the Ace and stuff like that. They just look a little bit more updated. For sure. Now, of course, they're not, you know, 4K res all the way around, you know, but you got a little kind of rust and chipping down here on the pilots or the plates. You know, overall, it does look a little bit better. And the inside actually looks pretty decent as well, which surprised me because I did take a little tiny peek a moment ago before starting to record. But these have the, all of them have the stacks. The ones that have different stacks are the Amtrak right here. They got the caps on them. Extra filtrage. This one's got a 3-chime. That one's got a single boy. Let's see. What's the Amtrak have? That's a twinsy. And this one's got a single boy as well. So that's what's E2 or A200. It's got to be. These as well have the beacons. So that one's got a beacon. BNSF's got a beacon. This one does not. Some of them do have a little bit of radio, aerial, or ice skate on the top. Do have the appropriate backing for the numbers. So black number boards on those, white on the CSX. Here as well. I believe all the light arrangements are the same. There's going to be different paint, of course, here and there. But overall, it's this is honestly a decent little pack. I mean, for 20 bucks too, and it adds a lot of variety that you can do now in Run 8. A lot of places that, you know, even though we had GP38 or GP40, I can't remember which. I'm actually going to look. I have not played this in so long. Please hold on a moment. Yeah, GP40. So it's not GP38. Basically the same thing, but not. Same thing, but not. Kind of like these in the SW1500. So it's a nice little pack for the myriad of industries that we have in Run 8. I'm assuming we're going to see some Haunts as well, some Norfolk Southern. So there's going to be at least 2 packs, just for the fact that this one is named Pack 1. But the colors look all right. They don't look, super brand new. They look ultra faded. The numbers look okay, but there's always the weird number thing with Run 8, how they tend to be the same on a lot of locomotives. You've got the flag down there and the MP15 DC on there as well. Some of these just say MP15, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, that one does not have it. I know there's a couple that just say MP15, like that one there. Though they all say it like that. Okay. All right. I swear there's a couple roads that just had it down on the side like that. But yeah, it's not a bad looking pack. Let's go ahead and throw down the Run 8 Western, or whatever the heck they call it. We only got one spot open, so it's over on the main line. We'll have to delete it immediately. Let's see. Where art thou? There it is. Boom. Add, place, dig it. So, there is an issue right now, at time of speaking, March the 28th, 2024, which may change very, very soon. So typically with a lot of Run 8 stuff, it's nice because if you're playing with buds and you're on a server, if you don't have something, it's not a problem. You will have what's like filler or, place rolling stock. So if you don't have something and your buddy does, if there's something on a server that you may not have, it's not a problem. It'll just show, generally a Run 8 Western skinned piece of rolling stock, so on and so forth. So with this, there is an issue right now. So the patch that came out with this pack, which I neglected to mention, sorry about that. There was also a patch for Run 8 that fixed a couple of things. It wasn't a massive patch on the grand scale of things. But the patch, by and large, installed this MP15 into the game. And then when you buy the pack, you're essentially buying, I think, like the interior and some skins. So anyway, as of right now, as of speaking right now, I think it's messed up to where if you don't have this and you're in a server where this is installed, it's going to be just trucks, I think. Just axles and a guy sitting in the air. So, kind of entertaining as well, but it is what it is. This is the Run 8 Western, which I kind of like because it's got the zebra plow on there, and you'll note up here as well, so bull horns. That's pretty cool. Just neat little touch like that. Of course, it would be nice if this was something else that just didn't say Run 8 Railroad, because this isn't a bad looking engine. I like the kind of worn gray, and you can see where some texture work was done. It's got that kind of thick metal look to some parts, and the roof as well, where you've got a lot of mold and grime and slime and crusty and crunchiness and things like that. I feel like this is a step up from some of the other rolling stock. So we'll go ahead and delete that. And how you access it in the game, so they're all in engines, obviously, right? So to get the Amtrak one, you got to click on the Amtrak tab, and then it's down here, MP15 Amtrak 01, because I don't think it's under freight locos, because, well, it's not a freight loco. So as you can see here, they are right all through there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the Amtrak one is by itself. I also did a little bit of reading and investigatory journalisming on a couple of different discords and the interwebs and things like that, that we got some new sounds with this thing. Now the problem as well, a lot of is a lot of engines in Run 8 share the same sounds, which really, really sucks. Because if you want a specific sound for something that doesn't quite match for something else that may use the same bank file, it's just gonna be the same. It's not cool. Like the tunnel motors, sounding just like the friggin' GP40s, and so forth. It's just, it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Also forgot to mention the low ditch lights on the UP unit, which you can see there front and back as well. So yeah, let's have a listen. I got the volume turned up. Let's fire this bad boy up. We got two, both glass out, running hammerhead style, and we got a cut of cars, and we'll just see what it feels like. Maybe piss auto off, get out onto the main line. But let's see if my sound's installed, because I might have taken some liberties and replaced some sounds that the patch always screws up. And hopefully it didn't screw up these new sounds, because these are supposed to be all new sounds with its all new bank file. Anyway, enough blabbing. Let's click it. It's fired up. Okay, now that does sound new. The wind up. The idle, I'm not so convinced that it just doesn't have that throaty 645, just gargly, snarling, you know, panels rattling kind of sound. But we haven't really juiced her up yet. So let's get on inside. And look at this, man. Now, in the world of Run 8, this is like some fancy cheese right here. I mean, look at the interior of this thing. It looks worn. You got cracks on the roof, asbestos. You know, you got the AC up here as well, because this is an AC unit. Air conditioned, of course. I don't mean alternating current. But yeah, it's friggin' weathered in here, man. When you look at some of the other interiors, you know, okay, I am pleased. You know, and this is Run 8, where, you know, other train sims, it's apple to oranges, you know, or kumquats to bananas. It's totally different. But within Run 8, you know, interior to interior, this is a definite step up. You know, you've got a lot of scuffing all along the sharp edges, the windows. You should be able to open everything still. There we go. We'll move over here and open up the door. There we go. Got all kinds of nice little things to read when you're bored. Just CSX things. It's like we got a brush over there in the corner. Emergency brake pipe. Even the seats, man. The seats look kind of comfortable. Those look more comfortable than my current computer chair, which I hate with a passion. Looks like you got an extra hose laying down there. This creep over there, as usual, with his lifeless eyes. High voltage. Battery switch inside. Fire extinguisher. Headlight controls over here. Should be able to open that door, I reckon. Let's see. Excuse me, sir. Oh, yeah, baby. There we go. Cool, cool. So, yeah, the interior of this thing is... it's big time. I mean, it's Run 8, man. When you really stop and think about it. Even that metal panel on the ground's got all the scrapes and scuffs from over the decades. Cool, cool. Alright, let's hop in here. Actually, let's not. Let's turn on the lights. So you've got front and back lights. Let me get in the free cam here. See the ditchy boys down there. It is daylight still, so they're not going to be super bright. It's not on the secondary unit. I'd have to do that manually. Got the number board lights on. Let's hop back in. Okay, what do we have? I know what I do have. A manual. So let's bring that over into the screen. Little movie magic. Just a little bit. Oh, son of a biscuit. There we go. Got it back. We're fine. We're all right. All right, operator manual. Let's see. Runs long hood forward. Nah. Headlight switches. 2 on-off slider switches front and rear. Simply control power going to the respective headlight circuits. There's one selector knob on the following positions. So that's all for headlight stuff. Keep in mind the MP15 is a long hood forward locomotive. The proper setting for normal operation would be single, middle, or long hood for MU. Cab light switches. Service selector. Yes, this is what I was interested in here. So you've got different types of, gosh, I forgot what the actual term is called. Series, right? There's like series, parallel, da-da-da. So it's different types of power applications for low speed, getting a heavy consist, you know, at least rolling. And then you've got a road series, you know, if you need to go a higher speed, so on and so forth. So it looks like that is in this, which is nice. Field shunting, the transition. And it looks like the hump controller slow speed device is on here as well. And that's it. Alright, so now is the part where I just start clicking things and seeing what happens. Alright, here's our control, engine run, and gen field switches. I'm going to leave those. There's our gauge lights. There's our amperages and direct current. Alright, let's drop the auto. Got our sand switch. Alright, here's the series. Alright, so it's currently set to road. Let's set it to switching Uno. Man, even the brake stand looks alright. Wow. That doesn't look half bad for run 8. Friggin' A, man. Let's make sure L radio works. Who do we want? We need 14 32, I think, or 32 5. Is it 5 or 05? I can't ever remember. Let's try 05. Just want to make sure the radio works. Okay, that is incorrecto. Let's do this. Alright, JE dispatch 4. Let's try 14.5. That's Jacksonville dispatch, even though we're technically road, right? So we'll do 14.5. Whoa! You alright there, dude? Jesus. There it is. Come on, we want to go across the bridge. Auto. Oh, do I even have that on? Son of a biscuit. There we do. Now we do. Let's call him again. He might get mad. Come on, Otto. Don't make me break the law. Breaking the law, breaking the law. There we go. Alright. Request, relinquish, mainline authority. Let's see what he says. If he says no, tough, because we're doing it. I forgot to give him a destination, so that might be helpful. Let's see. We'll go to D-Land. Deland. Let's see. Probably be helpful to throw the switch too, eh? Yeah. And we're not even at the signal yet, so he's, you know, OG hogger. He knows there ain't nobody down here. So let's run down. and then try it. All right. Revoice. So we have it in switch mode 1. We'll give her a little nooch. So yeah, that is a new sound. It sounds like that 645 trying to break out, scratch and crawl out, like it's in there. Number 3. Amp gauge dropping back down. Very nice. Number 4. 5. I lied. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have that raspy, you know. I know that sounded nothing like what I'm trying to convey, but it's like it's close. And boy, them trucks are loud, eh? There we go. Alright, 20 over the switch. Yeah, we might be alright. Hopefully. Famous last words. Oh God. I wasn't. Sound made me nervous. Alright, let's burn down the brake pads. Okay, some auto thingy. Alright, so there's double reds northbound. Is there anything coming? Let's get down here at the road. Let me take a look at the map. I see nothing. I mean, you can see us in Rand Yard. Yeah, let's just get right out here in front of the Siggy. And then we'll hit that star 5 again and holler at auto. That might do it. All right. All right. We'll just do request signal. Okie dokie. 11:46. We got the green. Let's do it to it. There it is. All right, so we got a bit of a curve down here, and then the bridge, of course, going across the St. Johns River. And we're going to crack this puppy wide open. I'll see you down there. All right, we are placed at the old lift bridge. I think I have it in run 4 right now. Let's see how close we are. Well, coming around the bend right now. All right. We'll give it 1 up. That's 5. You typically would not haul ass across a bridge, but this is for science. So, in the name of science, we are doing that. There's 6. Seven. In the namesake of the simulator, run 8. Oh, we just ran a signal. Don't pay attention to that. Yeah, so... Oh, God. I just realized we're in switching mode. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. Air brake. Yeah. I just made these very unhappy. I totally forgot about that. I set it and then just took off like a bat out of hell. Oh, you can even see the fusies, or the flares. So yeah, the sounds are interesting. It's just, you know, there's a blower on these things, which is essentially a supercharger of sorts. And these things have a very, very notorious sound. Now, again, I don't know if I've got the right sounds in here, because I was reading about a couple other people having the same issue. I think I do. These sound new. The startup definitely sounds new. Some bits sound new, but it still doesn't have that crazy, like, raspy sound. So I think they're new, but we'll run it up here one more again. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's like it's there, but it's just missing this like one ingredient. It's hard to describe. 6. You can like almost hear a whine, almost right here. 7. 8. And let's run her down. Okay, so actually stopping and listening with you at idle, basically, those are new sounds. That's not the old 645 sounds. Because let's do a little test here real quick. Goodbye. Let's get doobity-dee, doobity-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Let's get this bad boy out real quick and see. You know, unless I'm losing my mind here. Yeah, and that's actually not what I wanted, so we'll get rid of that. Give me a -2. A dashy boy. There we go. Oh, Jolly Green Giant. That's so pretty. Alright, here we go. I think it uses the same sound set, doesn't it? Run 8. Get them chains, man. Woo. And just look at the texturing as well while we're here looking at the -2 and how different it is compared to that MP15. I mean, just overall, like the fake latches here, and there were actual latches modeled. Yeah, so it does indeed have new sounds. So it does not alias any of the old sounds, it would seem, thankfully. But, yeah, now we got cool stuff to do with Amtrak stuff, naturally. I got one sitting down here next to the auto rack car carriers. And plenty of other stuff, guys. So that's it. Just a quick look at the MP15 01 pack for Run 8 Train Sim. It's honestly a nice little pack. I think it's a definite step up from some of the older models. And there are new sounds to go along with it. While they don't sound, you know, 100%, I'd say they sound like 65 to 70% correct. But again, it's Run 8. There's a lot of people where it's, you know, it ain't even about that. You know, different strokes, different folks, that whole thing. But yeah, nice little pack, MP15 pack 01, 1999 Run 8. I'll link it down below if you'd like to go and take a look. But that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.